And welcome back to Yahoo Finance on the move. We're watching markets right now. The S&P 500 off about 3 points. Dow is down just under 100 points. And the NASDAQ is off about 40 points. Crude oil futures right now for WTI trading at $40.93 a barrel. This as the Federal Reserve, the Federal Open Market Committee, is meeting. They started their two-day meeting today, and Brian Cheung follows the Fed for us. Nobody expects any surprises, but we got a bit of a headline just before we began the program at 11, right, Brian?
No surprises, Adam, for that meeting tomorrow. Keep in mind, the Federal Open Market Committee began their meeting today. It's a two-day meeting. They'll have their policy announcement tomorrow at 2 p.m., followed by that usual press conference with Chairman Jerome Powell at 2:30. But the news that you're alluding to that we got earlier this morning at the market open is that the Federal Reserve is extending the expiration of its many liquidity facilities that it's launched amid this COVID-19 crisis. So things like the primary dealer credit facility, the much talked about primary and secondary corporate credit facilities that have been buying up risky corporate debt in the open market, in addition to the Main Street lending program, which the Federal Reserve hopes to use to offer cheap loans to Main Street businesses that are larger than perhaps those that were eligible for the Paycheck Protection Program. What we do know is that these programs were originally supposed to expire in September. The end of September, the Federal Reserve, for example, on their corporate credit facilities would have stopped any sort of bond purchases or bond ETF purchases as of that date. But the Federal Reserve, because of the issues concerning the coronavirus, with the cases continuing to go up with seemingly no end here, the Federal Reserve has decided to expand that at least through the end of this year. I want to emphasize, though, it's not all the liquidity facilities that will expire by December 31st. For example, the commercial paper funding facility, which a lot of businesses use for short-term, maybe 90-day funding needs, that will be in place until March 17, 2021. And then any sort of purchases that these facilities have already made can last past December 31st. It just remains to be seen exactly how the Fed would unwind those positions after that time. But again, Fed meeting tomorrow, we'll be having coverage of that right here on Yahoo Finance.
Hey, Brian, real quick, before we hit news on the move, the meeting again, the presser's at 2:30 roughly tomorrow, right?
That is at 2:30, and we'll have it right here.